Hi, I'm Paul Psolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 5, Section 4, number 27, which reads, the mean score of 8 players in a basketball game was 14.5 points. If the highest individual score is removed, the mean score of the remaining 7 players becomes 12 points. What is the highest score? So, for just about every average question, why am I saying average? Because mean is what students commonly think of as the average, which is add and divide by how many. Now, sometimes students get stuff mixed up. What's mean, median, mode? Mode is the most common. Mean is when you've got to do math, add and divide by how many. So you might remember, if it's mean, if your teacher makes you find the mean, because then you got to do all that math. And then median is the middle. Just like in a highway, you've got one lane going this way, one lane going that way. The median is in the middle. So the middle of an ordered set of numbers is the median. But anyway, we're looking at mean here. Again, commonly known as the average. And whenever you've got a mean or an average question, then what you've got to remember is you've got to multiply the average by how many to get the total. Or multiply the average by how many to get the sum. And I can show you why. Most students, they know this. Average equals, it's the sum or the total, whatever you prefer to call it, over how many items there are. Well, notice if I multiplied both sides, I'm going to just put an HM for how many. Then what these cancel, and what you get is the sum is the average times however many things you've got. So knowing this is pretty much the only thing that you need to know in order to get average questions correct on SAT. So if you've got 8 players and the mean or average is 14.5, all you got to do is 14.5 times 8. And then what do you get? 0, 4, 32, 36, 3, and we wind up with 116.0, which is just 116. So what do we do with that? Well, we want to know what it is. We want to label that. That's going to be the sum of 8 players. And then what it tells you is that if the highest individual score is removed, the mean score of 7 players is 12. So what do we have again? We have the mean, and we have the number of players. So we're going to do the same thing. 12 times 7. We get 84. Okay. Now, if this is the sum of 7 and 116 is the sum of 8, then what would make sense as the next step in order to get your answer? You have your 116 and you subtract your 84. And that has to be the missing player's number of points. So we wind up with 232. Your answer is C. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You could share it with someone who has trouble with average or mean questions. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.